Top seed in this Fargo Regional, Western Michigan, champions of the NCAA, and the opening faceoff controlled by Western Michigan wearing the white. The breakout. Here come the Broncos. Michaels across the line, drops it off. Matteo Costantini. Owen Michaels tied up here in the AHA. Now streaking in left side, trying to cut toward the net, circling around the cage is Grant Slukinski, and a backhand from the slot is blocked, never got through to Tracy.
Yeah, there was an opportunity to corral that puck, and we're going to have our first power play.
And Western Michigan.
Bump had to go back, get a new stick.
Good puck movement, a shot from the dot, and a blocker save by Tracy up into the netting. And a good chance on the power play for Alex Bump in Western Michigan.
Yeah, Sam Sholin doing a nice job controlling things from the top. They're running a top umbrella, and he is the key man. He'll walk the line. I like how he has his heads up. That stutter step freezes the defense. That opens up a shooting lane.
Pressure on with Grohl in the corner. Mason Wheeler at the point. He just cycles it down low. Red Pitlick takes the body from Tim Wash. 8 of their last 9. The only loss in that 9-game stretch was an overtime loss to North Dakota. Good puck possession by Minnesota State, going across the crease, and it's tipped over the crossbar, and it goes behind the net. The chance generated by Luigi Benincasa for Minnesota State. On a backhand lifted out by Cam Knuble. This one goes out of play, and a faceoff will come back inside the Western Michigan zone. Able to control it is Liam Valente, but it's cycled right back in. Zach Sharp for the Broncos. Loose in front of Tracy, and it's chipped over the net, and it goes off the back glass. Zach Nearing in front of big body out there for Western Michigan. Nearing tries to center it, pass broken up, held in and lifted toward the cage, and diving on the puck and covering is Alex Tracy, as Western Michigan trying to put some pressure on. And Grant Slukinski right there hovering around the crease for the Broncos net. Robbie Drazner, the defenseman, down low behind his own net for the Broncos. A turnover. Pitlick goes cross ice, dragging it, then shooting it, and a save by Slukinski off the stick of Rolf Bergmanis, and lifted out by Western Michigan. Loose puck jumping on it. Here comes Red Pitlick. Weaves his way through center, turns the puck over the blue line, countering. Here comes Alex Bump from Campbell. Psychos was blocked. Rather, that was Luigi Benincasa for Minnesota State. At the line, a slap shot that gets tipped loose in front, and jumping on the loose puck is Benincasa for Minnesota State. Pressure here from the Mavericks, and a shot from an awkward angle and a tip, and covering up and hanging on. And played in by Owen Michaels. Now streaking in, driving the net. Penalty coming up, and a great save by Tracy on a point-blank chance for Western Michigan, but a late power play awarded the Broncos with 16 seconds left in this opening period. Corner, moves in, bump, wrist shot, save, and covering up is Alex Tracy, and time has run out in this opening period in Fargo.
Skated back to his bench. We're going to see if this period opens up after a physical but a rather mundane period from...
Plays it off to the wing for Bump. Alex Bump skates it down low. Back to the line, Samuel Sholin drags it to the middle, and a shot through traffic blocked in front, and it's loose, and kicking it aside is Tracy. Puck is still loose in the slot, and stick handling in his own end, Will Hillman, and they can't clear. Held in by the Broncos. Owen Michaels goes rink wide. Shot! Score! Power play goal! Liam Valente, 1-0 Western Michigan.
Well, after the Mavericks ate a puck and then had to figure out where it was, and they could not clear, Wheeler goes down. Valente steps in and is able to best Tracy on this one. Eyes up, thinking pass for deflection there, and he nets it high to the short side. An absolute gem there by Liam Valente. Unbelievable year he's had last year. Just 9 points, bursting on the scene, scoring his 13th of this season on the power play.
The junior from Sweden, the transfer from Providence. And a power play tally gives Western Michigan the early lead in the second period. 1-0 Broncos. This one.
Forecheck of the Broncos.
You get a sense the Broncos have turned it up? Shot, save Tracy. Loose in front, it just slithers wide of the cage.
It feels like that goal gave them a lot of confidence to push a little bit further offensively, extending with numbers.
Western Michigan. Stephen Bellini carries in. Driving the net, shot, loose, looking behind him, and it's kept out of the net by Hampton's Lukinski. Grade A chance for Minnesota State, and out of the box now is Väisänen for the Broncos.
All created off a depth.
And they're skating. Look, they came out, they played a solid first period. Shot in front, and a great chance. Tim Washy turned aside by Tracy. More pressure for the Broncos, and that one's blockered aside by Tracy at a shot from the point. Samuel Sholin for the Broncos. Off the glove and wide of the defenseman Mason Wheeler. And a faceoff will come inside the Minnesota. Chance back the other way. Going wide, driving the net, and a save by Lukinski off of Jacob Stender. Loose puck. Wilson jumps on it for Minnesota State. And that one rolls in on the netminder Hampton's Lukinski, who covers, and a faceoff inside the Broncos zone.
Rhett Pitlick.
His dad Lance, a former Minnesota captain, played 8 years in the NHL with the Senators. And also the Panthers had a shot high over the crossbar off the back glass, and some steam behind that one from Stephen Bellini. And a hand pass whistled while the faceoff.
Incredible opportunity developing for the Mavericks right in the slot. Key face-off win, and all of a sudden you see the Broncos.
Overskating the puck on the wing was Eero Hakkarainen. Going wide into the zone. And a shot that hits the mask of Hampton's Lukinski, and it's loose. And Minnesota State keeps it alive.
I think that
turned it over.
Lukinski on that shot, not expecting it to hit him up near the helmet.
Luke Ashton, a 6th-round pick by the Blues for the Broncos. Josh Grohl down the wing. The Michigan transfer for Minnesota State. Circles the net. Tries a one-hand pass to the front. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the second. Campbell Psychos. And he gets hauled down. Looking for a call. Didn't get it. And a good pressure for Minnesota State. Shot that gets blocked in front. And that'll take it to the end of 40. But pressure for Minnesota State to end the second period. An early power play tally in the second. The only goal so far. Minnesota State in the
zone exit before Broncos are back, before even a pair of Mavericks have an opportunity to get into the neutral zone.
Turnover by Western Michigan. Can Minnesota State take advantage? Luigi Benincasa takes the body, plays it back to the line. Luke Ashton across. Murr shot through traffic, knocked down in front, point blank at the top of the crease, and a score for Minnesota State to tie it. Broken play, and the Mavericks get the equalizer. Caden Bolson, his 3rd straight game with a goal, and we're tied.
Great offensive pressure here by the Mavericks. They go low to high and stretch it across, and that rebound we talked about, they stayed with it. And Bolson, the big body, 6'4", comes across the creases. Kranick was in, drew a pair of defenders. Look at Washy there, trying to do everything he can. Had to be paralyzing watching that puck spin right along the goal line there. And
here is Alex Bump carrying it in for Western Michigan. Bump looking for help, and a backhand toward the slot, and going down, and the Minnesota State fans screaming for a call. In tight, shot. Bouncing puck on the backside of the net. Michaels back to the point, and a shot that gets through and tipped wide of the net. As in front, trying to create traffic, was Eero Hakkarainen. The goal scorer Bolson for Minnesota State. Side by Tracy, but that was a brilliant play.
Carson Dorwell's
part of
one of those
last year.
Yeah, he's been one of those culture guys for Adam Nightingale.
The toe drag, shot, save, and a big chance, and a great save by Hampton's Lukinski for Western Michigan. Much needed save.
Wilson there, just exquisite. Carabas, Hillman been impactful in this game. They were coming with numbers up.
And a face-off win for the Broncos. Scholin a one-timer that gets blocked in front and knocked down, and that one stung. Minnesota State moving up ice. Leading it down the wing. Caden Bolson. Backhand in, and a save that may have hit the post. Lukinski fought it for Western Michigan.
Benincasa was the active stick in there that I think tickled one off the far post.
In the corner. 60 seconds remaining in the third.
Look how low they should have played down low in Western's defensive zone.
Here come the Broncos. Costantini from the wing, and a save, and covering is Alex Tracy. And now sticks coming up. Dart. Face off loose. Picked up Isley in a backhand, tries to jam it, and right at the end of the third period, an easy save for Hampton's Lukinski off a turnaround shot from Adam Isley. Gates the puck for Western Michigan. Valente down low, and a tough angle shot from the goal line. Then it skips through off to the corner. Never exited the zone, and now they do. Krusberg-Rosine through center. 3-on-3. Akarainen and toe drag and a wrist shot high and wide. Countering back, potential 2-on-1. Adam Isley tries to feather it through, and the stick tied up of Josh Grohl. Turnover the neutral zone. Wilson moving in for Minnesota State. Leaves it for Brian Carabas. Wilson banks it back to the point. Stephen Bellini, shot tipped in front. Didn't get to Lukinski as the stick of Will Hillman was tied up by Zach Sharp.
What an effort by Sharp there to lift the stick of Hillman as he was
back for Minnesota State. Over to Mason Wheeler. Into the zone. Grohl. Stick handles. Cuts to the net. And the puck knocked off his stick. He recovers. Change almost had a breakaway attempt. Centering pass. Shot. Valente. Save Tracy. And it's loose. Picked up by the Broncos. What a save by Alex Tracy here in overtime.
Well, Berkmanis was just embattled with the Western forward there. I think it might have been nearing.
Here is Berkmanis, and he banks it looking for Moravec. Pass broken up and sent back toward the Minnesota State zone. That's an icing call against the pass behind a driving Pitlick. And lifted out by the Broncos. At the blue line, moving in. Alex Bump, driving the net. Shot saved by Tracy. Point blank opportunity for Owen Michaels. Great chance for the Broncos to try to win it.
How cool was Alex Tracy as he had Michaels all alone. Great distribution up the wall. Bump has his head up, could cut to the middle of the shoot, realizes there's a lane for his winger. Puts that squarely on the stick. Michaels tries to go backhand, forehand, doesn't quite.
Krusberg-Rosine takes control. Knocked down in the corner by Grohl. Centering pass for Isley, who was tied up by Sharp. And a loose puck, and now moving out is Michaels. Lofts it for Bump. Cuts down the wing. Slams on the brakes. Alex Bump drags it toward the center. Goes down, driving the net. And the puck goes over to the corner.
Bellini with some elite stick play there as Bump was magical moving that puck around the defender.
Here is Josh Grohl into the zone. Grohl, Michaels, stick handles down the wing. 7 seconds left in this overtime period. Bump into the corner. Michaels trying to center. Stick tied up by Berkmanis. Bump picks up a loose puck. Shot save. Tracy looking around. Tracy covering. And that'll take us to the end of the overtime period. A flurry at the end of the session. On the doorstep, Western Michigan, and Alex Tracy doing it again for Minnesota State.
The Mavericks get caught with a pair of players on the exterior of the ice. Bump's able to chip and collect on the inside. He releases one shot, and he is not stopped from continuing. The time winds down, saving the Mavericks of a potential continuation.
Coming early in the second period on the power play, Liam Valente. And then early in the third, even strength, Caden Bolson scoring for the third straight game for Minnesota State. And that was the last season champions and the highest scoring team in the country, Western Michigan, against the best defensive team in the country. Rebound, Pitlick, and a backhand that gets turned aside. And Lukinski squares up to the shot from Rolf Berkmanis.
That's the most space Pitlick's had all game long. He is electric.
Is blocked off to the corner. Evan Murr plays it up the wall at the point. Kramer and a pad save, loose in front, Washington on the doorstep, backhand Tracy covers, and a save for Minnesota State. What a chance for Western Michigan.
That look of Josh Grove giving his netminder a hug says it all. What a save for Alex Tracy. Shingothi in front there. Bunts that over to Washi, who bangs away. Oh, my.
Here's Lukinski as a turnaround chance for Caden Bolson. Bodies went crashing right down the slot. Kramer still tied up, and Bolson won't let go. And finally, Kramer's able to dislodge himself from Caden Bolson, the goal scorer tonight for Minnesota State.
In the middle of a hockey game, all of a sudden we had a wrestling match break out with those two. I think the official was looking, I could call you, I could call you. Yep, I call you again, I could call you again. We'll just let you play.
Zach Nearing dancing his way. Score! Western Michigan wins the game! Grant Lukinski, the older brother of Hampton's Lukinski, and a winner for Western Michigan. At 7:14 of overtime number 2, it is under review.
And the officials were coming out, but the linesman was making a conversation with Coach Strand. Take a look here at an unbelievable drive to net. Lukinski right on the doorstep there, perched, gets hammered after that hit. We have had a signal here at ice level of a good goal. Nearing. Incredible drive here, and Lukinski is able to move that through the 5-hole, I believe, of Alex Tracy for the double overtime game winner.
10th goal for Grant Lukinski, and the game winner for Western Michigan, and his younger brother Hampton Lukinski, the winning netminder for the Broncos. And the first game-winning goal of the season for Grant Lukinski. And he couldn't have picked a better time for Western Michigan.
Great puck pressure there by Nearing, bringing it to the net. Lukinski bats away, doesn't go 5-hole, actually finds its way to the far side here as we see this from above. Karam's in off a Maverick defender. What